King County recently bought 108 acres of forest here on the edge of Renton. Had they not acquired it, they think a developer would have come in and built a neighborhood with about 20 homes. The trees here are now part of a project which allows companies like Microsoft to lessen their impact on the environment. Here's how it works. King County identifies acres of forest it wants to preserve. The county purchases the land and then sells shares of that land in the form of what's called carbon credits. Think of a credit like a cluster of trees, which stores carbon and scrubs carbon dioxide out of the atmosphere. Companies that emit greenhouse gases and contribute to global warming can then buy those carbon credits to make up for the various ways they pollute.
They buy the credits. We use the money from selling the credits to acquire more forest.
County leaders gathered at Cougar Mountain Regional Wildland Park to show off the latest swath of woods in the carbon program. Microsoft is the first local company to purchase all of the county's rural carbon credits. The county says this program is already working. Just go for a hike on one of these new trails.
We can look and see that we have more acres of forest conserved and that those acres of forest are storing carbon and continuing to pull CO2 out of the atmosphere.
The credits don't cover the full cost of preserving land, but the county says the money helps it do more. Executive Dow Constantine has a goal to save 65,000 additional acres of woods and wetlands, which otherwise might end up being bulldozed. In rural King County, Ted Land, King 5 News.